Hello everyone and welcome to another Tom's video. So today we're taking a look at Izzet Delver in Tom's format. So it's been a long time since I've covered Izzet Delver in Timeless format. Obviously Delver hasn't been playable in Timeless, but I did try it here and there and it was playable, sure, but it wasn't going to get you like tons of wins. But now, with Force of Will and Daze added to the format, thanks to Secrets of Strixhaven, I genuinely think Izzet Delver or Izzet Cutter is in an excellent spot. Like, we have so many cantrips, we have Brainstorm, Ponder, Preordain in the format, and you basically just cantrip all those into Treasure Cruise to kind of go through your deck into just holding up a bunch of counter spells with Daze and Force of Will, and also attacking opponent's mana base using Strip Mines so that your Daze works against opponent. And speaking of cantrips, instead of Preordain, you could also try this card called Flow State that just came out. So I'm going to be trying 2 copies of it in this deck, and basically this is very similar to Expressive Iteration, but the reason why this is going to be preferred is because you can cast this card even with a Strip Mine, but Expressive Iteration you can't. And the condition is actually really easy to trigger to look at the top 3 cards and then get 2 cards out of it instead of 1. And that is to just have an instant and a sorcery card in the graveyard. So if you just cast a Ponder or a Brainstorm or Surveil those cards into the graveyard, the Flow State is going to be online, which is going to be like a mini stock up. So the Flow State is going to be preferred here over the Expressive Iteration. And lastly, maybe you've already noticed, but we're actually not playing a Delver in a Delver deck. Instead, we're playing this card called Hydroponics Architect, which is just a better Delver by like 1,000 times, and that's also going to be comboing with our Daze here. So it should be fun. So like I said, I'm gonna be hopping over to some Thomas Special 3 to show you guys what the deck does. So let's hop on over. Alright. We'll see how this one does. We do have a Quarry Steel Cutter plus a Mishra's Bauble, which is pretty cool. But not much interaction outside of a Daze. I could use one of the Mishra's Bauble to potentially look for something to play next turn. Oh, this is really bad. Ashiok. Oh, that stinks actually.
I'm hungry. I leave you with one last nightmare.
That really stinks, doesn't it? I feel like I probably should... I mean, they're gonna mill it, so I probably should get a Ponder here. And I'll draw into a Hydroponics Architect. That kinda stinks. Okay, we still haven't milled any steam vents or any of that sort. But that's good. I think we should just play a bunch of Hydroponics Architect and try to get rid of the Ashiok.
Something suspicious is going on. And for once, it's not my fault. Sacrifices must be made.
Well. Okay, still didn't mill any steam vents or an island. That's pretty good. Wait. Because of the Yawgmoth, I could have actually played us. Oh no, I didn't see the line. I forgot about the Urborg. Oh no. Oh no. A Thoughtseize? Okay, well I guess I have to protect the Quarry Steelcutter here. A little bit of a misplay. Demonic Tutor. Is it gonna be a Demonic Tutor into a Thoughtseize? Oof. That's gonna be a little bit rough. That kinda sucked actually. Wait, what? Opponent? You could have gotten a Thoughtseize?
Drop it.
Okay, well that's actually very nice actually. So I expect the opponent to not use the Ashok just because they don't want the Ashok to die since I have a fetch land. Okay. We should probably look at the top of their deck to see which one I want to kill. So I probably do want this Brainstorm, so we'll do that.
Oh, that's my cue to leave.
This was actually a very close game. Although this way, I actually can't proc the Quarry Steelcutter before attacking next turn, since I can't fetch. Maybe opponent's shocked. Quarry Steelcutter? I could have Thoughtseized that last turn. Alright. I mean, I will say... Oh, okay, so they're going to actually Ashok first. Okay, that's actually really good. So now I can actually Dragon Ray Chandler into Brainstorm. That does mean that I have to crack the Scalding Tarn first. Also, it's pretty important to see if any of the land was hit by the Hydroponics Archetype last turn. And it looks like it didn't. Alright, unfortunately we have to crack this right now. Before brainstorming. Okay, we hit a Strip Mine. I probably have to get rid of either the castle or the hive. Opponent's roping me. Yep. It looks like they timed out since they roped too much. All right. I definitely want the Dragon Ray Chandler since I can't really attack through a servo anyway, so... Okay, let's hide the Brainstorm. And that'll also put a creature in the graveyard as well, which is good. Should I strip mine now? Maybe I should strip mine now. I guess I should get rid of a castle. A Field of Ruin. Until Brainstorm. Do we have an instant speed in there? There is. Maybe I want that. Instant land creature. Okay, let's get rid of a hive. So they can make a 4/4 right now. But I think I'm okay with it. Yeah, I think I'm okay with it. Probably not the Dragon Rage Chandler though. I think I made a mistake actually. I should have actually put the Quarry Steel Cutter on top. And then on my upkeep, I should have Lightning Bolted and then put the Quarry Steel Cutter in the graveyard. What a mistake. A strip mine. That's actually not good. That's actually not good at all. The retrofitters are taking over. It's actually kind of unlucky that we drew 3 strip mines. I mean 4 strip mines actually. So they're gonna be able to make another 4/4 here. Or not. I don't know why they attacked. Alright, so we probably have to get rid of maybe a Gyre? It's because of the Ashiok, the Delirium is not happening right now. Right, we attack with the Hydroponics anyways, since even though they can chump block it, but it's still gonna proc the Hydroponics Architect. We just need to draw like one land. Yeah, we just need to draw one land. One land or maybe like a Brainstorm or a Ponder. And the game should blow up. Oh, please plus. Please plus.
Brunch.
No.
I've always hated clouds.
Well. Any lands? Any lands or a Ponder would actually work. What? You're attacking? Oh my god. I guess I can't attack anymore. I don't care about the Liliana since if they plus they die. Maybe I should have still attacked face. Opponent goes to 8. Into a dark ritual as well. Into an edict. Okay, this actually might be my last turn. I need to land real bad.
Don't overthink things.
I might also have to chump block the 4/4. Because let's say I don't block this. Then don't I just die since I can't shock myself? I think I have to do it. Because only fetch lands are left at the moment. And I don't have a basic mountain. So if I go to 2, I can't lightning bolt. Oh man. Treasure Cruise. I need to land. Okay, we found the land. So we can go another Dragon Ray Channeler to make a blocker. I deal 5. Let's say I play the Flutter Strand into a Lightning Bolt. I deal 6 damage and I have a blocker. But then I go to 3, so if they draw a removal spell or I guess use Liliana minus, I die, so I have to bottom the Lightning Bolt. Oh my god, this game is crazy. Look at all these, oh my god! The Hydroponics did work. So... hold up. I play the Dragon Ray Channeler. So now we have a double blocker. So the Dragon Ray Channeler has to go here, right? Since they can minus, I guess I can sacrifice the Dragon Ray Channeler here. So if they minus, I sacrifice this Dragon Ray Channeler, and I... Oh man, this is actually kind of tough, because if they draw a removal spell, Liliana gets rid of the Dragon Ray Channeler, the Fatal Push gets rid of this thing, and then I have to chump block this thing. Then I'm kind of back to square one into not being able to kill my opponent next turn. So, to be absolutely safe, we should probably kill the Liliana.
A delay, nothing more.
Okay, they drew a land, so we just chump block the 4/4, take 1 damage, and then 6, 9. I guess they can make a flyer and then block. Thinking about it. Yeah, they can make a flyer and block. So they take 3 damage. Oh, man. Yeah, this is gonna become a 4/4. So if I don't block this, this is gonna become a 4/4. And I only deal 6 damage, since I can't ever double Lightning Bolt next turn. And even from a Quarry Steel Cutter, it's gonna be a 2/2, right? Yeah. Oh my god, this game is crazy. If I only chump block with this, I have maximum 3, 4, 5. I have maximum 5 plus 8 damage, right? So that's not lethal. So at least this way I can Treasure Cruise and Lightning Bolt. Okay, that's pretty cool. If I'm gonna do this, I should just draw first. Okay, land, creature, sorcery, land, 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 land. We have a Daze? Okay, we have infinite Lightning Bolt, so we just need to play around the Lightning Bolt. Yeah, we don't need to commit anymore. We have the win if we can just Lightning Bolt twice. I believe we have one more Steam Vent, so... I think we should be safe. Like, even if, you know, like a Sheldred comes out, like, I don't think we can lose. Since we have a Daze now as well. So, I should only attack with this in case they have a Fatal Push. Since they can top deck a Fatal Push, if I attacked with the like another creature here, they can just kill the remaining creature and then attack me for 4 damage. Alright, I think this is game. We go to Comfy 2. I guess that's something that they could have done. Is it really not over then? Oh my god. Oh my god, it's not over. Hold up. No, 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 I can just lightning bolt. And they're dead. Oh my god, this game is going on for so long because they're roping every single turn. Look at the opponent's chess clock. Roping every single minute. Yeah, looks like they're not going to pass the turn until their timer runs out to 0. All right. Despite the roping, that was actually a cool game just because of the things that we had to play around. Right, we got a one-lander, but we got Dragon Ray Chandler with the Hydroponics Architect and stuff like that, so maybe. Even has a Force of Will, so I think we're actually going to start with the Dragon Ray Chandler. That's probably gonna go into the bin. Okay, so it's an Entomb Reanimate deck. Good thing we have a Force of Will. Hydroponics Architect. Excellent. Alright, so I'm gonna bin one of the Hydroponics Architect and probably a Treasure Cruise. Since I think I want to bolt that creature. Another one. 6 cards. Okay. A Ponder comes out. Into a Fatal Push. Okay, sure. Seems like there's no Daze, actually. Just in case. Alright, I think Alright. Opponent goes to the next one. Okay, this is another new bug I haven't seen before. Every day we witness another new bug. This is a first. I have never seen this. Yep, I have never ever seen this. Also, this was a bug that I saw yesterday. Interesting. Very, very interesting. What about a Magus of the... no, Magus is not that great. I'm even, like, skeptical about Force of Negation, actually. So we gotta cut 5 cards. I'm gonna cut, like, a Ragavan. Oh god, this is actually kind of hard. Maybe a copy of a Ponder? Oh dear lord. Is cutting Daze wrong? Like, I'm going second. Okay, we have a search code, but we can't play the hand. A strip mine. Gonna maybe go like that. Okay, well, if they have a into reanimate, I guess I die. I guess I die. Okay, that's an absolutely insane surveil by opponent. Please no reanimate. Please no reanimate. Yes! I guess it's still probably worth it to do it now. A treasure cruise? Doesn't seem too bad. Alright. A Mishra's Bauble, that's actually really, really good. A Flow State. Another Treasure Cruise is probably not something I want. I have to do it now in case they have they draw into a reanimate. A Flusterstorm. No. Oh, I accidentally just paid like an idiot. Well, is another one worth it? I can strip mine, Lithomantic Barrage my own creature. So that's gonna be 1, 2, 3 cards in the yard. And then crack the Scalding Tarn, that's 4. Okay, I think that's worth it. Alright, so let's start with a Brainstorm. A Daze. How good is a Daze? I mean, actually, no, it's actually really good because we have a Hydroponics Architect. So, Ponder. I think I'm gonna get rid of a Strip Mine here. Okay, fine. Get rid of you. Put this in there. Since creature is kind of hard to get it in. And then we're going to ponder. There we go. That's the card that I wanted to see. A Force of Will. Do I want that? Maybe I want it. Alright, GG's. Okay, I think we can actually keep this. Sure. Now, I'm not really sure if I want to go... Oh. Oh. We got a looting player. Into double lands. Okay, I was actually going to go Hydroponics Architect first, but since that we have a Dragon Ray Chandler now, we can go into Dragon Ray Chandler, Mishra's Bauble. Probably don't want that. We want to land at the moment. Double Blood Crypts. I wonder if I should have actually, I don't know. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. That's actually really, really good. So... I guess we can go... bait out on the Orcish Bowmaster, maybe? Yep, we'll bait out on the Orcish Bowmaster. Ragavan goes to graveyard. No Bowmasters coming out. I'm gonna go with an island this time, and then we're just going to put a Hydroponics Architect down on the battlefield, and we're going to attack. That is gonna be the end of my turn. The Empiric Tutor. Ooh. I actually don't have a Force of Will, so... This might be... Actually... Let's say they go Reanimate. I have double Lightning Bolt. Like, let's say they go Intom Reanimate. Aatrox, they go to 4 and they die? Nothing? Okay, they're gonna take the damage. Sure. We're just gonna pass. Boop. Okay, I do think opponent's playing some kind of a Reanimator. That's all I know. Brazen B. Force of Negation. No Lithomantic Barrage, but we're gonna add I'm not sure about the Unholy Heat, but I'll have 2. And a Surgical. Alright, we're gonna go down on 2 Ponders, 1 Mishra's Bauble, 1 Ragavan. Now I'm also gonna go down on Daze here. Okay, this looks good. Play out the Hydroponics Architect. We don't want to play out the Dragon Ring Chandler because this can just die to a Bowmaster and I don't have a Daze or Force of Negation. I mean, Force of Will. A Vampiric Tutor. Yeah, let's see what they do. A Dark Ritual. Into another Dark Ritual. Into a Seething Song? What is going on? Okay, I think opponent has a Storm card, so I'm just going to force him negation this. And I think I was right. Oh, I just made a mistake. -1 card. Gamble. A little bit of a gamble fun. Yeah, I do need that. Actually, so that's going to put... Actually, you know what? Let's just have that in. I was gonna put it into the graveyard and potentially like surveil for another Delirium so that it can trigger next turn, but this turn, but I think that's too much of a gamble. So this last card is a Storm card. So this is 2 cards. Oh, I mean, okay, I guess they're dead then. All right, GG's. All right, today we took a look at Izzet Delver. So this is a second deck we're taking a look at. Unfortunately, I actually tried to cast a flow state multiple times, but it's been actually kind of bad. Like, it's always on top of my deck, but every time it's on top of my deck, like when I Surveil or Mishra's Bauble, things like that, I don't want to draw it because it's not active. Like, surprisingly for a deck with things like Brainstorm, Ponder, Lightning Bolt, you know, things like that, it's surprisingly not active because... I mean, I guess the instant speed cards kind of overwhelm the sorcery part. Like, look at this. 9 copies, right? We have 9 copies of sorcery, which shouldn't be too bad. But the thing is, post sideboard, we're bringing more instant speed cards. So we're going down on things like Ponder. As such, the flow state is just not active most of the times. So... I was actually kind of disappointed about this card. We weren't able to cast it, and every time it was either in my hand or it was on top of my deck because it was revealed by things like Mishra's Bauble or Dragon Ray Chandler, I would always have to put this card into the graveyard because it wasn't active. But this could just be, you know, low sample size, things like that. But I wanted to try it out, but it didn't feel as good. For example, if this card was preordained, so it says it's a rare, but it's not, since you can craft it as a common. If we had the preordain, maybe I actually would have kept it because it's not a 2-mana card. It's just a little bit too expensive, especially in a deck with, you know, low land count, things like that. And you're also trying to combo with the Corey Steelcutter. I wasn't really impressed with the card. Maybe your mileage may vary. So I'm still going to have in the deck list below. The deck list will have a flow state in there, but maybe try it out since it's a uncommon. Try it out. If it doesn't work out for you, try the deck again using preordain. See how it feels. So that's kind of my 2 cents there. Otherwise, you could even just play more copies of Mishra's Bubble, right? More copies of Mishra's Bubble is also not bad considering that we're playing Dragon Ray Chandler, things like that. Yeah, that's actually another downside is that in order to play a flow state, you need to play less Mishra's Bubble since you're not going to be cutting any of these cards, right? So the only cards that you can cut is a Mishra's Bubble. So is it really worth it at the end if you're trying to play a flow state since it's taking up Mishra's Bubble slot or preordain, right? Something to think about. As for like the other cards here, I mean, it's Delver, except you have a Hydroponics Architect. If you want to play with Delver, go ahead, but I think Hydroponics Architect is like 1,000 times better. Yeah, it's not just 2 times better. I think legit, this card is 1,000 times better. You could potentially play it instead of a Ragavan. I think that's totally fine. Since Ragavan and Delver both die to 1 damage ping anyways. So potentially you could actually play it where the Ragavan is, but Ragavan is actually really good against things like Show and Tell. Whereas Delver is just kind of mediocre all around against other matchups. So that's another thing that you can kind of think about. I think the land base was good. The only time that we got mana screwed was opponent resolved in the turn 1 Ashiok, and we kind of had a tough time since we didn't start with the Daze or Force of Will. Actually, opponent went first, so I couldn't have even Dazed. But I think the main board seems perfectly fine. As for the sideboard, I have the 2 consigns just because I think the Eldrazi might be pretty good at the moment. So I instinctively just put 2 consigns in the sideboard, and I have a copy of a Flusterstorm against a Storm deck, and I have a copy of a Stern Scolding against a creature, and just 1 copy of a Surgical against a Reanimator, but potentially you could swap out a Magus of the Moon for another copy of a Surgical if you're really worried about the Reanimate. Since the Magus of the Moon mileage kind of became worse as a result of Hydroponics Architect. So I would probably swap this card out for another copy of Surgical if you're really worried about that matchup. And then we have 2 copies of Lithomantic Barrage. We sideboarded this card in one of the match. This card, I think this card is actually really, really good at the moment. It kind of answers almost everything, like Mardu mid-range, Mardu Energy, Hydroponics Architect, Tameo Transformed, Ragavan, Bowmaster. The only thing this card doesn't answer is something like a mono black. If they placed something like a Barrogoyf, then you would need to have something like an Unholy Heat. That's why we also have an Unholy Heat. Or let's say a Shaldred resolves and you need an answer to that, then the Unholy Heat's going to be better than the Lithomantic Barrage. But this card also answers things like Psychic Frog, for instance, pretty well as well. So excellent card that can't be countered, goes through Force of Will and Daze. So, and then we have a copy of the Braid. The only reason we're playing this is because, let's say we were playing against like a mono red, and they resolve a Chalice of the Void on turn 1, then you would need something like a Braid. But if they don't have a Chalice, a Braid can answer things like opponent's 3-mana cards, things like that. And the Force of Negation, just extra counter spells. It could be anything, honestly. You could even play things like Spell Pierce here. And lastly, we have a copy of Meltdown. This is for the Affinity matchup. So, yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.